Hello, friends, and welcome back to Inlera University. I'm so excited that you are here today. Today is another special day where we get to bring on a guest. And I am so excited because this conversation is one that I wish I had when I was first embarking into the world of working with an offshore partner, because it was very foreign and a little bit scary and a little bit intimidating because I really did not know what I was doing when I first got started. And there was not a lot of resources or information available to help guide me along the way. So in today's video, we are going to be talking to someone from a very close relationship with us here at Inlera, someone who I've worked with for a number of years that I am so excited to bring onto this space and begin conversations that I hope will illuminate the possibilities for you to partner with and really thrive with an offshore partner. All right, my friends. So I am excited to bring to the stage Mr. Sam Charles. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Jasmine. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be live with you here in Inlera University and the viewers of the channel members. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much for being here. Listen, Sam, you and I have a very long-standing relationship. We have been
Yes.
working together for years.
Years now. Yeah.
Years now. So we know each other personally, and we have established such a beautiful working relationship. And I'm just so thankful for that. I'm
Yeah.
just going to give a quick kind of introduction to my experience as a company working with an offshore partner. Is that Sam's team was not the first team that I worked with. I had a really pretty successful relationship with the very, very first company I partnered with. And then that company dissolved in a few different pieces. And what was remaining really wasn't uh, a great partnership for us anymore. And so then we were kind of released into the wild and we were shopping offshore partners. And it was like a little scary again. I was like, okay, I knew what I was doing, I knew what to expect. But then at this point, I was being disappointed left and right. And so when I found Sam and his team, I was a little bit like, a little weary of like the possibilities of things not working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that Sam, along the way really helped me to feel very comfortable, helped me to feel like I could absolutely trust him and his team. And so thank you for that, Sam.
Yep. It took some time, but finally we get together and made some great achievements.
Yeah, and listen, you guys have hung out with me long enough to know that I can be a little bit kooky and and sometimes demand quite a lot. And so if you can deal with me in a working relationship in such a close way, and
No,
especially with deliverables, yeah,
yeah.
Sam.
I loved working with you. Totally.
Thank you so much. Listen, Sam, I want to ask an icebreaker question, a question that I know that a lot of viewers are curious to know is who the heck chooses your English name and
Yeah,
why?
he was. Yeah, actually, it was like my original name is Usama. It's USAMA. So my manager just asked me, like, suggested me if he can choose Sam for me, and I said yes, totally. It totally matches my name. So that's how like I choose that pseudonym, and since 2016, that is my name, Sam Charles.
I love that. Yeah, a lot of people I think are under the impression that it's, someone else says, oh, it has to be this or it has to be that. I love that like they extend the opportunity. And something
Yeah,
like Osama, to go from Osama to Sam is very easy. You know, I
yeah,
I recognize like Osama is not a hard name, but there are a lot of other names that are kind of difficult for people. And so that is really kind of the main reason in my experience why a lot of our offshore partners have names in place of their kind of given name, their born name.
yeah. Not here. We don't do that. We let people choose their names.
Yes, and that's nice because it's like if you have one of those names where you're like, I've always enjoyed this name, it always found like it
Yeah,
was, really nice when it gives you a chance. I mean, we don't even get to do that here all the time. Well, we can sometimes choose our own names, but that's way more work
yeah,
here. You can't go
yeah,
to work and be like, hey, my preferred name is this other name that, just because it's a little more tricky to do that.
yeah. Totally understandable.
I love it. So I'm curious to know what has been your career journey. Can you explain how you came to your current role in revenue cycle and technology?
Sure, sure. So it has been like very interesting journey for me. Totally a roller coaster ride, but I'm totally enjoying that. I learned a lot, and I started my career back in 2016 when I was just 18 years old. I was studying at the same time when I started the work, and I started as a medical billing coordinator. My task, I got the training for the first 2 months in my office. My superiors trained me, and my responsibility was just to add the charges for the claims. That's all. Then, like after an year, I got promoted and got a new job responsibility that was to do the payment posting. That was the time when I learned about EDI, ERA enrollments, and all that kind of stuff. Then I got a chance to work as an AR representative, and I learned there as well. That was a challenging position for me because I did not have much experience in insurance calls, but and I could not argue with the insurance reps as I should be, but I learned that, and I got a team lead position. That's when I met you, Jasmine, and I had like too many peoples working under me. We learned a lot from you, and I became the project manager and started working with Inlera. So that was the best year of my life because that was totally a challenging position for me. As you mentioned in the start, like it is not easy to work with you because there are a lot of challenges. You have a lot of processes and all that kind of stuff, but we get there. So that's kind of my journey. At the moment, I am working as a director of implementation at Adnare. We recently launched a product called Alpha MDEHR. It is totally a cloud-based software that we are offering to our clients for free. And I am working like implementing all the things that are in our EHR software, making sure everything is delivered on time. Our development team has proper requirements to add more features into the software, and that is what I'm currently doing.
That's so great, Sam. I love the picture that you painted about our history together. So those of you who know
That
that
yeah,
you hang out with us on this channel, you're like,
yeah.
oh, I can learn so much. But
That was the best year because like to work with smart people, you learn a lot from those people. So I'm totally thankful.
thank you. I feel the same about you, Sam. I really do. It's been such an honor in this journey. Like it has been one of the things that we've been so grateful for as a team to just always have the reliable partnership and the
Yeah.
ability to have real conversations about things that we're faced with and challenges that we're facing, and when things need to shift and change, which they have shifted and changed over the years for us,
Yeah.
quite a bit. And so
Uh,
it's nice to have the just that steadiness, that steadiness and the firm foundation in a
mhm.
working relationship. It feels so great, and so empowering.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm really excited to understand about your history, and let's kind of talk about what exactly is the concept of offshoring, or the more formal term that exists is business process outsourcing. So typically people use this kind of short term of like BPO or
Hmm.
business process offshoring, right? They'll essentially take a process and work with a vendor that can learn that process and really embody it completely. So whether that's someone stateside or someone offshore, essentially the concept is the same, right? Like the
Yeah.
partnership is still exists between a company and another company, so two businesses working together to deliver the common goal, or to deliver a particular line of service. So you want to see some things to that about the business process outsourcing concept?
Sure, sure. So BPO actually began with the large manufacturing companies in old times to assist those companies around the world. But now outsourcing is kind of all around the world. Almost every industry is utilizing that, and it has a lot of advantages. The biggest one is the cost savings, And for the large number of projects, or the projects that require a lot of manpowers, the BPOs have people sitting on their bench. They train them and all that kind of stuff, equip them with the things they need, and that's how like they can deliver better result in less time. So the state side can also work with the BPOs. They just need to ensure everything is in place and all that kind of stuff. And BPOs can deliver high quality work at a low cost and can save a lot of time, energy, and money at the same time.
I love that. You know, it's so great to hear you explain it in that way too, because I can be totally transparent about my journey. Why we even started kind of exploring the idea of really offshoring is we were growing at such a rapid rate, and a lot of our clients at the time in the specialty that we worked in, we were accessing the client software remotely, and they had server-based systems. And
Yeah,
because of that, they didn't always give us more than one dedicated access. And that's fine if the practice is somewhat small.
yeah,
It's probably sustainable. But when you add volume to it, you now have multiple functions of the revenue cycle that have to run through basically kind of one person, meaning one access point. And
mhm,
that one person has other things that they also have to do, right?
exactly.
Like if you got payment posting teams, AR teams, folks that are doing data processing, I don't know, verification teams, and you're using one point of access, there's only so many hours in a day, a waking day for one individual person that it's like almost impossible. So what we figured out was like, if we leverage an offshore partner, especially one that is on the of the world, that they have these overlapping opportunities in the schedule, right? Because we are
Yeah.
working in our, like right now, it's daytime for us when we're recording, and it's Sam's
Night.
ending this night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam.
It's night.
And so go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, it's night time for us.
Yeah. So it's great. Like to have that flexibility of working with a partner that has teams that can work overnight, because what would happen
Mhm.
is what happens for us is our payment posting can take place overnight, right? And then the
Yeah,
AR team and other people that are working during our daytime hours that need to be around during our daytime hours to do things like AR calls, those individuals work during our daytime, and it really helps us streamline so payment posting can take place overnight. So what happens is like we were able to really like blow out of the water our turnaround times for payment posting. So like a
yeah,
lot of people when they are trying to kind of work through AR cycle and do a lot of active recovery follow up, it's a challenge for them to do that and also keep up with payment posting when you have that singular access point. And
exactly.
so it was really great, and like literally overnight we saw a change. And then of course that like echoed into other services. We're like, well, if we could successfully
Yeah.
transition payment posting, and these individuals have training in follow up and AR and other functions, like we should entertain other areas where we potentially can get support to allow us to scale, which changed the
Yes.
business completely.
Yeah, yeah. We have two teams that works in our morning and our evening. So basically, one of the teams that works in the morning does the charge entry, payment posting, eligibilities verification, and that kind of stuff. And the team that is in our evening shift, they work on the AR, make phone calls, do the meetings with the clients, and all that kind of stuff. So it basically saves costs from our side as well, and let us do more in the full day and in our full capacity.
I have to share something about that because you just referenced something that I didn't really even mention is in all of the years that I've worked with other companies in BPO relationships,
Mhm.
there's only one company that I allowed to talk to my clients directly, and that is your
Yeah,
company. And the reason is I mean, you hear Sam, he's super articulate, a great communicator. You know, there is this reassurance that he and his team, like there are other team members that are also leads that have interacted
mhm,
directly with our clients, and not just by phone, but also by ticket support. We use a ticketing system that they're able to effectively communicate, which matters to us a ton because sometimes that's the weak point for offshore partners. Like you
Yeah.
end up with a relationship that seems great, but there's a limit to what they can do because they can never bridge the gap between actually supporting the clients and literally speaking the language of the clients, like really helping them feel like they're heard and understood is such a key part of a client relationship in revenue cycle. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally. So basically, that works a little bit different. So we have multiple team members, a full hierarchy. So first we have the managers. Those managers only manages the clients. They do the client communications. They do the reporting and all that kind of stuff. Then we have team leads, and those team leads are assigned to specific clients, and their responsibility is to ensure their team has all the things necessary. They do the audits of their work, and they just resolve their issues. They communicate with the stateside teams to ensure everything is in place and they have all the things they need. And then we have the team members who actually does the work, and if they need anything, they communicate with the team leads. If team leads have any issues, they communicate with their managers, and all that is kind of controlled very well. So that is how we deliver the high level results.
I love that. So I'm curious from your perspective, Sam, what's it really like to work with an international company?
It's to be like very honest, it's not very easy to work with international companies because every company has their own processes and standards. So it was kind of very challenging for me in the start when I started working with you as well. But we learned how this works. We learned how to like deliver the work, that we contract with our clients and meet their standards and expectations at the same time.
So with those challenges, what is your recommendations for having like a really good successful relationship with an offshore partner? What are the things that we need to do to leverage that relationship?
Yep. So first of all, processes are everything. We need to ensure the requirements are totally written, processes are clear, and someone to look after that those processes are being followed. Then building relationship and trust. Trust is, like the most important factor in the relationship. It should be transparent. The power is like the transparency is the key. Proper communication can help in a successful partnership. Then consistent and useful reporting, and totally like open and honest communication. Always be open and honest in communication, even if the mistakes are made. That's how the trust is being developed and the partnership is kind of successful.
I really appreciate all those points because definitely trust really in any working relationship when you have, as you said, two different companies with different standards of operating, there is kind of a period where you're really kind of getting to know each other. You're really trying to understand whether there's a match. Like, do they really respect and honor, our expectations, and will they be able to meet the deliverables and really achieve success by our definition, which is so
Yeah.
different potentially than the definition
Yeah.
of success and achievement from the other person, from the other individual. So there's that period where you're just kind of really, you're just figuring out whether you can work together. And the only way to do that with ease is to first already have processes established that they
Yeah.
can work with to try to model and try to embody fully. And there's this period where you're seeing, okay, here's my clear expectations by way of process. Here's my clear expectations. And then there's a chance for the partner to really show what they can do, show their understanding of the process. But in the interim, in the time that you're really getting clarity on whether or not this is the person and the partner for you, you must continue to develop the way that the relationship could work well. And
Mhm.
by doing that, you're having that communication constantly. You're giving the feedback. Like, so many people have this really misunderstanding. They're like, well, they're a revenue cycle company, or they have other clients. They should know what they need to do. You're a different client. I don't, even if you look almost identical to another billing company, for example, you are
Mhm.
an absolutely different client relationship for this BPO, for this offshore
Yeah.
partner. And
Yeah.
so it's going to require a totally different approach and
Mhm.
understanding, and audit trailing and
Yeah.
management from the management team. All of these aspects are going to look different. And so it has to be really nurtured in a very individualized way. And with
Yes.
that, like the open communication, the constant communication, the feedback loops, like absolutely regular feedback loops. Like for a while, I think we were doing like daily feedback calls or something when we first got started. It's just like, hey, things are good, everything looks fine. Okay, awesome, go. Almost like daily huddles. And then, when you're retraining and getting to know that individual and the partner and the deliverables that they're able to, you start really kind of saying, okay, I trust this. I can let go of that. Let's do just weekly calls. And then maybe it's just reporting and then bi-weekly calls with a leader, right? There's
Yeah.
just like you're hiring someone new, you don't gotta give them the keys to the kingdom and say, here you go, run with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, yes. A lot of things to consider before like making a partnership.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love it. So let me ask you this. So what are the tips that you would give a billing company that's kind of exploring a relationship with an offshore partner?
So first of all, they need to ensure like the BPO is HIPAA compliant because there are sensitive patient records and all that kind of stuff. So they should ensure proper security measures are in the workspace. They should be registered in the United States in case of any breach or anything like that. So and they should have experienced teams who knows what they are doing. They are ready for new challenges. They have the processes in place to ensure work is being done within the ETA, the client ETA. They should have backups in place. So we have like, for example, we have allocated a resource to a billing company and somehow he's sick or not available. We have all the backups in place so the work doesn't get effective. We have a team. They should have a team of auditors who ensure the work is being done as it should be, and they should also provide suggestions. They just don't work as it is being told. If there is any loophole, any issues they are seeing, they should raise their hand and inform the client that this is the issue and that's how it can be resolved. Ask their permission. If it is permitted, then they should make that change. So these are some major tips.
I think that's so many great points in there. And I love that you just went right into the like compliance thing, because you know me and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
always worried about the risk and all the things. So I love that
Exactly.
you went like just speak right to it, because there are a lot of folks who have that concern and don't really get clear information about what's possible when you're working with an offshore partner. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there. I mean, I get emails at least once, sometimes twice a day, of people that are trying to partner with our company in some capacity. And, you know, there's these sales guys that say all the things and they just throw all this stuff out to you.
Yeah.
So there's security, concerns. And then there's also, as you said, like some folks do not have the knowledge. They don't truly have the knowledge, the understanding to deliver the services, but you don't
Yes.
get that real information until it's too
Yeah.
late
Yes,
sometimes.
most of the clients we are partnered with, we did not got those like west sales or any kind of that stuff. We got them like as we worked with you, you refer them to other people's, and that's how we got all of our clients. We have a team of like more than 100 professionals who are working under one roof. We have a team of a development who are making great products, some AI advanced products. So that's how like we are moving through.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite part about working with you guys, is that, your CEO, I respect him greatly. And for me, it's such a really important thing that that the company understands how to leverage technology. Because
Yes.
in healthcare, we can only be as strong as our technology. And so if you are in a place where you're like I was when I started with you guys, a lot of our clients didn't have the best technology, and being able to use a product like Alpha MD to be able to
Mhm.
support the gaps that exist, right? Things that maybe
Yes.
cannot happen in your own software is really, really powerful. And so I think it's so important to have someone that really has a deep understanding of the possibilities with technology.
Yes.
And you look at really complex clients, like we've had some really complex clients, right, Sam? Where
Yes.
you're just like, okay, that's a mess. Like, how do we make that better?
Yeah, with that experience, like I used a lot of practice management softwares, EHRs, the loopholes I saw or Magan saw. We both like kind of uh, decided to create a product that is super useful, totally customizable, and have all the things that are necessary. So that's what we are doing currently, and it's uh, done and published and ready to use as well.
So good. I love it. Yes, and he mentioned Armagon. That's the CEO that I referenced earlier. I didn't say his name, I realized it. I love it. So I'm really excited. Listen, so you guys, just so you know, that these conversations that we're having related to business company owners and folks messaging and conversations that are directed to support you guys as business company owners, these are going to happen on a very, very regular basis. And this is our first of many conversations to come about the concept of offshoring and really having an offshore partner relationship work successfully. And so, Sam, if people want to if people want to get connected to you, how would they do that? How would they be able to reach out to you?
Yes, so we are totally active on social media. Our Facebook and LinkedIn page is Adnare, A Alpha, D Delta, Nancy, Alpha, Romeo, Echo. Our website is adnare.com, and our software website is alphamd.com. We can also be reached out via email at info@adnare.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sam. And yes, we have all the links down in the description box. And listen, these conversations are going to continue. So I want to know, what are the things that you want to know more about, whether it's related to offshore partnerships or leveraging software and technology. What are the conversations that you want to see here in this space answered? All the questions that you might be having in your mind, please put them in the comments below so that we can make sure that you get the answers to the questions that you need. All right, my friends, listen, I look forward to seeing you guys really soon. Stay well. See you in the next video.
Thank you.